Can you explain why you think it's a penalty?
What do you mean by he doesn't get the ball? It's simple as that. He slides in, he doesn't get the ball, he gets his foot first, and then he goes down. I don't know why, in what universe anyone else would think it is not a penalty.
Everybody, welcome to another episode of the Football Kaki. I am your host Zelda, and I'm joined by my fellow Kaki bro, Nat. How are you doing,
good, bro? Oh, I fell sick over the weekend. I got like food poisoning. Now I'm like, I don't know what's going on with me.
Dude, wait, what do you know what caused the food poisoning? What do you eat?
I have no idea. I'm developing a flu as we speak right now. That's why
so
my
is that why
nose
your voice is...
Yeah, that's why my nose is all stuffy. But oh well, we both got a podcast to do it.
Don't worry, dude. I've done like there was once I did like 2 recordings right where the phlegm was all here. So all you everybody's like, wow, how come your voice so sexy this weekend?
Dude, like wow, cannot. But it's okay. We keep it moving. Nothing stops for football. So that's why we're both here.
Yeah, that's true. Like, but I mean, like, other than that, right? Like I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks, right? So how was National Day for you? Just curious.
National Day, we don't usually do much. This year my girlfriend and I decided to host a dinner for some of our friends, so that was fun. That's pretty much all I got going for me. I just took the weekend to recharge. I'm very glad I got that off in lieu for National Day, so I'll use that in the near future.
Yeah, that's true. I think I also got an off in lieu in the future, but I also had to work that National Day. So
okay, then yeah, you should be good. Yeah, you should get that off in lieu.
I got off in lieu and maybe some overtime, so we shall see. But enough of the normal work thing. We today are here to talk about football.
Let's go. Because
there was a big game that happened over the weekend that I am very upset about because of stupid decisions and stupid refereeing and stupid a lot of things really. But I will hold back what I have to say for later lah. So I'm just going to run through today's flow of the episode. So for one, what we're going to do is we're going to give Nat his opportunity to do his EPL predictions. Since he wasn't on the show last week, me and Paul have already given our predictions. We'll give the Nat the opportunity to do so this week. Followed by the big game that everybody was looking forward to. Man United versus Arsenal, where Arsenal finished 1-0 victors at Old Trafford.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I was so annoyed. I am so annoyed with the result because there were so many things and so many talking points to talk about. But we will get there when we get there. And then we have our match of the week, which is Newcastle versus Liverpool, the big one. And of course, we didn't take Man City versus Spurs because of the current state that City and Spurs are in, that Spurs is in, right? I don't think the match is that as much as a high stakes as Newcastle versus Liverpool.
Yeah.
Considering the fact that Newcastle's Isak saga has not been resolved. So, with that, we got to know what's going on this week. We'll just dive straight into Net's EPL predictions.
Sure.
So, before we get into today's episode, we would like to once again thank SGWatchhub for sponsoring this episode.
SGWatchhub is Singapore's one-stop platform for all things watches. Whether you're buying, selling, or just crazy about timepieces, SGWatchhub connects you to sellers, retailers, and fellow collectors so that you can find that perfect piece for your wrist.
But it's not just the marketplace. They've got you covered with a full range of services from repairs and polishing to strap replacements, protective films, watch winding, and even authentication to make sure that your watch is 100% the real deal. With service partners all over Singapore like Goodman Luxury, High Enhanced, Global Watch Service, and more, getting your watch pampered has never been easier.
But wait, there is a bonus! SGWatchhub even offers brand partner promo codes so that you can score special discounts on watches from different brands. So, if you love watches as much as we do, head over to sgwatchhub.sg and join the community, bringing the world of watches to your fingertips.
Once again, a big thank you to SGWatchhub for sponsoring this episode. With that, let's get right back into today's episode of the Football Kaki. Bro.
Yeah.
What is your predictions for top 4? Let me put the context. So I'm going to ask Nat his predictions for the top 4, the bottom 3, and then the golden boot with the goal number before we get into the main segment. So Nat, let's begin, right? What's your predicted top 4?
My predicted top 4 is going to be a very boring top 4 prediction.
Okay, so let's go 4, 3, 2, 1, like how we did like last week.
Sure. In number 4 position, I have Chelsea. Everyone has Chelsea at number 4. It's given at this point. They had a really good preseason in the Club World Cup. I predicted this. This is my prediction before like game week 1, so this still stands. But in hindsight, maybe not. They struggle against Crystal Palace, who admittedly have a very good side going on for them right now, even with possibly losing Mark Gahey and Eberechi Eze to Liverpool and Spurs respectively.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. I still think Chelsea will still get fourth. They've got a good squad. They've got good squad depth. They are back in the Champions League. We'll just see how it goes. My number 3 spot, I have Arsenal finishing at number 3. I feel like it's just a little bit too little too late for them. Should have gotten that striker long ago. They should have fixed some holes defensively long ago. Interestingly enough, 10 centre-back signings in a span of 3 years is an insane number to me, but still defensively sometimes they do lack a bit, especially in the midfield area. But I don't think they are up to scratch this season. I'm gonna be very honest with you, and this game has proved. This game that we're about to talk about has spoken to me a lot about where Arsenal are at right now. They are kind of struggling, even with Manchester United squad that just finished 15th. So not looking good for them. Victor Gyokeres also, I shall get to him in a minute. So I won't say too much about Arsenal right now. Just know that I have them finishing third in my head. And number 2, I have Manchester City. They've got a great squad. They've got great transfers going in. They've got their second choice of a number 10 in Ryan Cherki. They've gotten Tijani Reinders from AC Milan. They've got a bunch of talented people in. Possibly Savinho leaving to Spurs. That's a crazy ass story. But yeah, I don't think it's just gotten them over the line yet, considering we've seen how much Pep struggles without Rodri. I could be wrong here. Tijani Reinders put up a massive performance over the weekend. So we'll see how it goes. I still do think they will struggle without that exact Rodri profile, although Reinders has been very close and Nicolas Gonzalez has been good. But yeah, my number 1 spot has to be Liverpool. I don't say this out of bias. I say this out of purely the business they've been making. Look, if it's anyone that I trust to run a club, it's definitely FSG. And especially with Michael Edwards back at the helm for his second full season back on board. If he says like these signings are going to come in and do well for us and make good out of it, then I trust him 100%. He was there when the Jurgen Klopp rebuild of Liverpool happened. So if he's there for the rebuild, I can't wait to see how he thinks we are going to excel with it. So that's my top 4 predictions.
Bro, it's identical to mine.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah, it's identical to mine because I think, right, like I've said it last week, Arsenal's improvements, right, are not significant enough for me to say that they can actually retain second place or even challenge for a title. And I would say that City, right, although they have kind of like replaced certain players in terms of like Chucky doing the KDB role now, it's not comparable to the business that Liverpool has done. Like Liverpool have reinforced the squad so much better on paper this year than what they looked at like last year already.
Look, it's just a matter
by the striker also.
Of whether Pep Guardiola is able to make lightning strike twice. I think he's quite close to it, just maybe not there yet. Rodri is really worthy of a player, so you gotta be thinking like how he's gonna tactically replace him, how he's gonna get 2 people to do the job of 1 person, which Rodri used to do. So
So just to recap, your prediction is basically similar. Is the same. Is Chelsea in 4th, Arsenal 3rd, City 2nd, and then finish up with champions where Liverpool will get number 21.
That's right. Okay. At least I'm hoping so.
Relegation. Who's the bottom 3?
Look, you want me to start with 20th or 18th first?
Oh, let's go 18, 19, 20.
Okay, let's go 18th. In 18th place, controversially, I have Brentford.
Oh,
I see you making that face of that. For those podcast-only listeners, I am podcast-only listeners. I see you making that face. You're wondering, what the hell is this guy talking about? Look, Brentford have been a very good side up to this point. Yeah. I do think this is the year that their luck finally runs out and they finally go down. I could be very wrong. And this is definitely predicted before the Nottingham Forest game, where they absolutely stung the pitch. Look, they've lost their front 3. Ivan Toney's gone. Pretty much Wisa is gone. Mbembo has gone to United. Okay, can you tell me who their striker is now? Without looking it up.
No idea.
Okay, his name is Igor Thiago. You see how it looks like? Oh my god. What have they done here? Okay, but that's for you to look up after anyways. Replacing Christian Norgard with Jordan Henderson. A 30 what year old Jordan Henderson? It's not the move, man. good business in getting Kelleher in that side, replacing Mark Flecken. I think that was a decent piece of business, but I don't think it's enough to get them over the line necessarily. I do think they'll be in a lot of trouble this season, and just look at their kit, man. That thing just screams the relegation. Like, just look it up now. Just look it up. You look at it, it's like, yeah, these guys are getting relegated 100%. Okay, not 100%. For all you know, they could pull a miracle, they could stay up. There are other relegation fodder or relegation candidates. I would say that could be in there. Wolves being one, West Ham being one. But for me, I think Brentford is the most likely candidate of the three of them that I've mentioned.
Are you saying the kid thing because it kind of looks like Southampton?
No, I'm not saying that. No, just like look at it, man. It's like, damn, these guys are going down. Like, you just look at it and screams relegation. I don't know how to explain it, man. The fact that you're laughing tells me I'm not wrong, that I'm onto something.
You're legit not wrong.
It just screams relegation. I don't know what they were thinking. Brentford had some really nice kids actually past 3 years. I don't know what they were thinking with this one. Okay, anyways, forwards. 19th place, I've got Leeds United. There'll be a lot of people who disagree with me because I know way too many people who hate Leeds for ultimately different reasons. Like, the most common thing I've heard is like, Leeds do not need to be in the Prem. Just get these men out. I have no strong feeling towards Leeds whatsoever. Okay, the fact that they're direct rivals with Man United actually makes me kind of like them. But I understand where they're coming from. They're like a nothing sort of team. Look, if they can be bought out, not really bought out, but I don't know if you know, Red Bull recently became minority stakeholder in Leeds United. They're now the main kit sponsors, and now a lot of the infrastructure is being put into place at Leeds. Good job to them for eventually winning the championship and getting up to the Premier League. But I don't think Daniel Farke is yes, that's his name. Daniel Farke is good enough to stay up. I think he'll be one of those like by Christmas. I'm gonna be very, very honest with you. He's just not there yet. Leeds have produced and Leeds has scouted a lot of good players over the years, but I think it's coming to a point where they're just gonna be like teetering over the edge. When it comes, there'll be a yo-yo club lah. There'll be a regular yo-yo club.
I don't really disagree. The only reason why I put them like higher was because they scored 95 goals in the championship, and usually if you score 95, you're bound to have that reduced by at least 50 to 60%. And in EPL terms, it's about equivalent to what United scored last year.
Yeah, but what's the point of scoring? What's the point of scoring 95 goals if you're gonna concede 200, man?
That's true. That's very true. Which is basically it's always been a Leeds problem. It's like I can score, but I just concede too many.
Yeah,
it's like exactly. Too many running gun.
Yeah. Okay. Look, number 20. Let's get it over with. Burnley, relegate them now. They don't even play. Okay, just relegate them now. I know I predicted this list before I watched the game. I'm gonna keep saying this because I really did predict this. Wow, I tell you, watching that Spurs Burnley game, wow, dude, this is the worst football match I've ever watched. Like, no kidding. I see some of the things the Burnley players do. I was rolling my eyes the whole time. I was literally like this. I was just holding my hand in my face. I was watching with another Man United fan. I still remember someone played like a short pass to like a Burnley midfielder. The midfielder tried to play it forward. He kicked the ball wrong and the ball went out of play. I just looked at my friend. We just went this, bro. And he told me, just relegate them now. Don't bother playing the rest of the season. Just relegate them now, man. It's so bad, I can't, It's the funniest side. It's the worst side I've ever seen play in the PL. You think Southampton's side last year was bad? At least they could put up a fight for some games, you know. They brought Liverpool to 3-2 at one point in the season last season. This one just don't play, bro. It's so bad. Have you seen their number 9? He's so slow, I keep shouting shoot at the television. He just walks around and passes. It's so bad, Oh my goodness. It was absolutely terrible. I can't. Yeah. Not to shit on Burnley too much, but oh my goodness, this was the worst Premier League side I've ever seen go up. It's so bad. Okay, look, on an objective point, right? Props to them for only conceding 15, 16 goals in the championship. Sorry.
Yep.
Was it 15 or 16? I don't know. It was somewhere around the number. It was a record.
It's about 15. About 15.
Oh, but goodness. Look, they've lost their star in defense, which is essentially James Trafford. The guy has gone to City already. I don't know.
Yeah.
James Trafford's last Premier League campaign wasn't exactly very good. Also with Burnley, the last time they were up. Middle of the season, he got displaced by Muric halfway. Then Muric got displaced by someone else. I'm not entirely convinced on James Trafford. I understand that he's a very good talent. He had a very good under 21 Euros where he won the whole thing. He saved the penalty and was the man on the match. Essentially, he's in the Man City side with very good defenders out of him, so obviously he's going to be covered in some sort of sense. I just don't think they have the mettle to stay up, especially with Scott Parker as manager. Oh my goodness.
He was never a good manager. Right? He always had problems. Right?
Scott Parker?
Yeah, he wasn't great as a manager.
Yeah, exactly. So just relegate them now, man. You're Scott Parker as manager. He's not lasting until Christmas. Do you forget Scott Parker is the one who let Liverpool put 9 past his Bournemouth team?
Yep.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember.
I don't need to see anything more. Scott Parker hasn't changed in one bit. And look, if they were bad, fine. They're bad. But at least don't be boring about it. Oh my goodness, the way Scott Parker plays is so draining. Look, there are some positive points to this Burnley side where I noticed a pattern of like, especially once the Spurs has the ball pushed back to defense, he constantly keeps pressing them, and I like that about them. I like that they're still trying, but I just don't think the rest of the squad is up to par, up to quality on staying up as a proper Premier League side. You know what I mean? So 20th pick, Burnley, easy. Relegate them now. Just don't play them. Pay the players their wages. Set Scott Parker. End the season now. Okay.
Yeah,
that's my
I
relegation.
I don't really think like that's much of an issue because in essence, it's similar to what Paul said. Paul put Burnley as last, so I would see that both of you have probably got your reasons, which I won't say. But your description of how Burnley played against Spurs, right? Wow,
it's so unintentionally funny. It's my it's my match of the week. It's my match of the week. Like for game week 1, man. It's so bad. Okay, good on Richarlison, by the way, for getting those 2 goals. Fantastic goals. Love that for him. Wow, you just have to watch it to just see how Burnley play, and you get an idea of what's to come for them next season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Fair point. Okay, so just to recap, right? Your 18th to 20th is Brentford in 18th. 19th would be Leeds and 20th would be Burnley. Yeah.
That's right, sir.
All right. So moving on to Golden Boot. Please inform us who you think will be winning the Golden Boot and then how many goals.
Mohamed Salah, 25 goals.
It's similar to Paul. Paul said it was close to 30. I said it was Haaland, but it won't be more than 25. 23, 25.
I think there's a lot of bullshit going around saying that the quality of the league has gone down. If anything, it's been evened out. Like what Slot said, I think towards like the midway point in the season, not everyone, but every single team in the Premier League has at least one player that could be playing for a Big Six side.
Yeah.
I think the fact that as you go up the table, there are more and more players like that. I think it just speaks to how good like the rest of the competition is becoming. Especially now because smarter teams are the ones that are staying up. The ones with good recruitment. So therefore they're gonna constantly build on that and get stronger. Which is why I think there's unfortunate there's a bit of a problem where the Premier League is getting better. The Championship are not getting past a certain level where they can stay up. And that's because only the smarter teams are staying up, staying on and adapting to how ruthless the Premier League actually is. But that's besides the point, man. I think it's going to be a tough season. I think if Liverpool do win it, they're not going to be walking the league as comfortably as they did last season. There's definitely going to be more challenges.
Yeah.
So,
I agree. But I would say that, in essence, with Liverpool, the things that they've added and the fact that they didn't play great over the weekend, it wasn't a spectacular as emphatic as it would have been 4-2. But I would say that generally you can see the things that once they get into full gear and high right, it's gonna be they're gonna be hard to beat.
Oh dude, 100%. We just need to get get the clock turning a little bit.
Correct.
Shake the rust off the chains. the kind of
Correct,
stuff. Plus, you know, there's that human element. Like half of them are probably still grieving about whatever's happened. I mean, you saw
Yes.
Salah's reaction
Salah cried.
at the end of the game. Oh shit, man! I saw the motherfucker cry. I was like, damn shit, I might cry too. So yeah, half of them are probably still grieving about the incident, and it's definitely going to affect their game. I'm not gonna say it's
Yep.
not. So if it does, it does. Just at the end of the day, they're all still human. If they don't perform, fine. Like, you know, it's game at the end of the day.
Yep, agreed. I do think that, like, in essence, right, an emotional aspect or something that has tied a team together could actually help them, or it could be a detriment to them, but we shall see lah. I mean, Liverpool started off the season strong. But moving on from one team that wears full red, right, to another two teams, right, that wear red and white together. At Old Trafford yesterday evening, Manchester United took on Arsenal. Arsenal ended up being 1-0 victors, right, in a game, right, where it leaves a lot of people a lot of question marks, especially, right, with regards to refereeing and with regards to Arsenal. Let's just talk about the controversial moments, right, before we dive into like player performances.
It's
right?
a penalty.
Yeah. So first up, I'm just gonna ask you, right, since you already brought it up, was Saliba's tackle on Konya a penalty?
It's a penalty. It's
Okay,
100% a penalty.
Can you explain why you think it's a penalty?
What do you mean by he doesn't get the ball? It's simple as that. He slides in, he doesn't get the ball, he gets his foot first, and then he goes down. I don't know why, in what universe anyone else would think it is not a penalty.
Yes. You see that, Arsenal fans? You're the only one in the world saying that this is not a penalty. To me, right, from what I saw, the ball moved. Okay, on paper it looked like it wasn't a penalty, but you show the back angle from the goal line side, right, behind David Raya, right, it's obviously clear cut. Saliba catches Cunha's foot, and then people are presenting the argument of like, oh, Cunha put himself in front of Saliba to shield the ball. Then I'm like, bro, as a striker, you're supposed to shield the ball.
Yeah, no, dude, if he wasn't in that position, what the hell would he be doing then?
Correct.
You know, he has to be in that position to get the ball. The fact that Saliba has to, you know, get his leg in order to get the ball, that should be a clear-cut penalty, you know?
Yes, agreed. I don't understand this, why the whole concept of this wasn't a penalty, right? And then I'm going to move on to the next one, right? Was that a goal? Should that have been allowed? The initial goal?
I'm going to say that we've seen worse goals be given.
Yeah.
I think if it's any of the controversial goals that should be given, I think this one is still possible. He's not shirt pulling. He's not grabbing him. There's no arm around him. It's a shove. And while it's a very dirty tactic that Mikel Arteta is known for whenever these kind of corners come, I personally don't think that particular one was a foul. Because we've had defenders, you know, shove players like that or use their shoulders to shove. So, in a sense, I think it's the same. I don't think the goalkeeper was fouled. I do think it's a very dirty tactic, but I think the goal should be given for that one. I think that's a fair one to give.
Okay, fair point. For me, I looked more at it like, no matter what you do, right, as a goalkeeper, especially like in the Premier League, right, you know that people are going to challenge your area. So you should just be able to find a way to stand strong and just like, okay, if I have to run into you, I will run into you. Because most of the time, goalkeepers, especially if they're trying to get the ball right, they're not gonna get the foul call on them. Yeah, so I mean, people can say, oh, Saliba helped Mount, which he technically did. But still, the goal came in from a corner. Like it's an in-swinger into like a banana kick right into the net.
I think it's because people are so used to goalkeepers being the most protected species on the field, especially back in their own box. So like any little bit of thing done on him is like a foul. But at the end of the day, goalkeeper is still a player. The same rules apply. I mean, if it's like overuse of force, fine, I get it. Like that 100% should not counted as a goal. But you know, it's a nudge. You know, it's like the same thing any like defender would do, like week in week out. If like a striker gets too close to the ball and you just want to outmuscle him off the ball.
Yep. Agreed. I don't really have much arguments to say other than, to me, I present it down to more of bad goalkeeping rather than like actual foul lah. The penalty shot upset me more, right? But I'm gonna like go into like this game a bit, right? Can I just say, in all honesty, right, watching this, right, irregardless of whether I'm a United fan or not, right, Arsenal weren't good, bro.
No, I agree. I 100% agree. Arsenal.
They were better. Like
Arsenal were
from
not
what I saw,
the better team that day.
They got battered most of the game.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Actually, yeah, Arsenal were not up to form that game. David Raya just had an amazing game. I'm not gonna lie to you. holy crap, man. Like, I think easily, if like Calaferi doesn't score that, he's man of the match.
Yes,
most of the momentum, if you see properly, actually was on the United side for most of the game.
Yes.
They're creating the most chances, they're taking the most shots, they're running in the most. I think they had the most possession of the ball. I could be completely wrong on that, but it sure felt like it. Terribly boring football, honestly, on Arsenal part. Like, I honestly cannot stand the way they play sometimes, especially when they're on the back foot.
Yep.
But like, if they're on the front foot with like one goal and like 20 minutes left, you're like, you can just switch off television.
Yeah, it's quite boring.
Yeah,
it's quite annoying.
So boring. I don't get it, honestly. Why would I mean, sure, you want to win games, like it's dark, it's like the part of the dark arts, but like, why would you do this to yourself, man? It's not a good look for your club, especially the quality of players that you have. You're forcing them to buck the bus. Like, are you serious? Okay, now my rant over.
I agree, right? Don't worry, I will give you a space to rant about something in a bit, right? But
God.
I think right, for me, watching this as a United fan, right, like, okay, like on the United side, there's definitely improvement in how we play football. Like the link up plays better, the build up is stronger, they're moving the ball up quicker, right? And they were exploiting kind of like Arsenal's weaknesses in the sense where the fullbacks were the United wingbacks, right, were exploiting the space that was left by the fullbacks and the wingers. So you could see really, right, it's like a lot of long balls to the wide areas where Dorgu or even Dalot were wide open.
Dude,
like they were just
100%.
cutting through the Arsenal defense quite easily. Yeah.
Even I would say, like, as much as I hate him, like Mason Mount had a really good game.
Yeah.
That day, like it was really smart on Emery's part, Delete pushing up just a little bit to be in that like 6th row with Casemiro to allow Bruno Fernandes to go up, link up with Mount in the false nine and try to release Cunha and Mbeumo to try and get the chances, especially on Cunha. But I think how do I put this? There's just this little bit of like venom lacking in this team to go and get that goal. I've seen the chances from Mbeumo, I've seen the Dorgu and the Cunha chances as well, but I think none of them really have that true like striker venom in them to really go and get that goal, get it from an angle, that really like hunger to like get that goal. I think that's the biggest problem why you lost the game. Because I think your midfield actually did pretty well, despite the fact that I've talked about how I think your midfield is like the weakest link at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but decent game. It's looking good for United. Very unlucky loss. Ruben Amorim was absolutely right in saying that they should have won the game. And looking at them, if they play like this every week, I'm pretty sure they can take anyone on. But it remains to be seen if they can keep this form up for the rest of the season. I'm actually as a Liverpool fan, I'm quite excited to see what this United team is capable of. Because I think Ruben Amorim's tactics are one of the more unique ones in world football at this point. So we'll see.
I mean, like in terms of tactics, right, it definitely worked. But we were talking about this and we were saying this to the game, me and Paul, right? We were saying that United just needed their striker in the box. And as much as I want to like say that, Sesko should have started, right? Sesko was not match fit because he hardly played a preseason game. And in comparison, right, it was labeled like, okay, the better of the strikers, right? There was one striker that was worth a lot of money that was on the field yesterday, right? He wore number 14 and he played for Arsenal. Victor Gyokeres, 26 years old, going to 27 or about 27 years old, right? So be at the peak of his prime. Bruh. Boy, was he bad yesterday.
Victim Gyokeres. Victor Mediocres is what I would say that performance was. Oh my goodness, did he stink up the pitch. This guy had more hair flips in the first half than touches of the ball. This guy had 0 shots on target, 0 shots off target, 0 successful attempted dribbles. Oh my goodness. 4 out of 9 accurate passes. 1 successful cross, 2 ground duels, 1 out of 7. 1 aerial duel, 1. 11 times possession lost, 3 fouls. Oh my goodness, what have Arsenal brought themselves into here, man?
Honestly, right, I can't say much because sometimes it's just a tough situation where people are hoping it'll pan out. He only played 1 game. Because if Sesko was in a situation, I think everybody would be saying about the same thing. But Sesko, he has a reason he's not match fit. But Gyokeres yesterday was not good. Matthias de Ligt held him down very well, I would say.
I agree.
it was really very good event. But for the amount that you got, dude, I forgot he was on the field.
Dude.
Like I'm not even joking, right? Like I was like, oh yeah, he's playing.
Okay, look, I'm not gonna put this entirely on Gyokeres himself. I think yesterday's game just proved that Arteta hates strikers. He would rather feel like 4 centre backs, 2 sixers, and like a few like one attacking midfielder and a few like however many more like wingers or midfielders on the pitch, then put an extra striker on the pitch. I felt like Gyokeres was a pressure buy for Arteta just to please the fans. And I mean, other than Arsenal, right, there's a very big reason like no other club was linked to Gyokeres in the summer until the Arsenal bid came in and he obviously left. But yeah, there must have been something in the data of like Liverpool's and the Chelsea's like saying this guy is not the one And I get it, like he had a really good season back in the Portuguese league, but we've seen it before. He's just not cut out for the Prem. I'm not saying that just because you failed in the Prem the first time, the second time you're gonna fail again. I mean, we had Mohamed Salah, we've had Kevin De Bruyne do the same thing, but yeah, I was just not in, man. Gyokeres looks so off his game. I don't, as I was saying just now, I don't 100% blame him. I blame Arteta to a certain extent because he's playing Gyokeres, as if like he's a false nine. He's running, he's trying to press like either Luke Shaw or trying to press Lenny Yoro, trying to get the ball back, trying to block off passages. But I don't know, he just looked very, very sloppy. His movements weren't there. And I get that it's part of like Arteta's system to constantly look for the ball. But it just doesn't work for me, Like he's your definitive like target man sort of striker, almost Haaland-esque in the way that he plays, in the way that he's built, also the way he moves. I don't get why you're trying to fit a square peg in the round hole, trying to make him like work for the ball constantly when you should be doing everything to play your passes into him, which I think should work. Most of the time, considering like they have really good passes in Odegaard, Rice, Martinelli. I'll say is okay. Saka is a really good passer, so I don't get why you're making him press when you should be targeting him behind the lines or like right in front of the defenders for him to make runs behind the line. I don't know what's going on there. We just have to see what happens the rest of the season. If Arteta decides to do the same thing over and over again, and if you really get the best out of what Victor Gyokeres really is, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. Because like in essence, it's very weird to see him on like the wing trying to dribble against players, which is totally not his strong suit.
Exactly.
It's just not. It's like yesterday when he was trying to dribble against, I think it was Dalot or it was against Yoro, right? Then he lost the ball, he lost his feet. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. That's not really his game. That's not his style. It's more like, if you were to use it, just use it how like you would a normal like number 9. Get the ball wide, push it in, square it, and he's gonna finish inside the box. It's like your box. It's like your box finisher.
It's like asking Erling Haaland to play like Alexander Isak, essentially.
It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
They're two totally different profiles of players.
It's a very big conundrum. If Arteta really wanted it, I don't think he bought the right striker. I think even like Ekitike arguably would have been a better fit for him. In that case,
agree,
but Ekitike didn't go to Arsenal. He went to Liverpool instead.
He went to Liverpool. Yeah.
All remains to be seen. I'm not feeling good about this Arsenal team. I get that defensively they will always be very strong, especially now that they have a controller in Zubimendi in the midfield. That guy is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. He got a decent game, but yeah, it's gonna be a goal scoring problem again. And knowing Arsenal, they're gonna be over relying on set pieces.
Yeah. But it also like I feel that like just before we finish off with like just comments on thoughts on United moving forward, right? Like I do think that United kind of gave a blueprint on how to get Arsenal open. It's basically get them out of the position, move it, then you just basically swing to just kind of like counter them or push them off lah. Which is basically how you've always beaten Arsenal on a counter lah. It's always just been the way to beat Arsenal. Anyway, but like I mean, like just a quick one before we move into our match of the week, right? Your thoughts on United and maybe what they could be.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what United have to offer this season. I'm not gonna lie, even as a rival fan, I would be scared to play United at this point. But it's just a matter of whether they can get Benjamin Sesko, or at least get the most out of Benjamin Sesko. to be that person to get them the goal, get them over that line. Because it's very clear they have a very big goal scoring problem now. Mbemo is, again, fantastic link ups yesterday. Goodness, I love watching him play. Cunha is good at getting the ball, like linking up with Mbemo and helping to get the ball. His carries into the final third or around the final third into the penalty area, but I don't think he's meant to be finishing off the chances. So if he can,
Yeah.
get the connection with Benjamin Sesko, I think United could be really deadly side and like definitely
Yep.
challenge for top four, or
Yep.
at least challenge for Europe.
Yep, I agree. And we've got like basically no midweek games for a long period of time. So I'm going to look at that, right? And yesterday, it's just simple. Like everybody was looking for a striker in the box. There was no striker in the box because Sesko's not there. Moving on. To round out this episode, we're going to talk about a match of the week, Newcastle versus Liverpool. It's going to be happening, I think, in Singapore time, probably next Tuesday morning. So we will see what's going to happen, right? But I don't know, dude. Like Newcastle, your thoughts over their performances over the weekend and like going into this Liverpool game, are they going to do okay without, especially with the Isak saga? Like there's rumors about like restraining order or something like that.
Okay,
Like,
first off, the restraining order thing came from a satirical newspaper. I don't know if you saw that. Anyway,
it was like all over the place. I was like, that's probably
no,
a
it's
bit too rough. It's a bit stupid
yeah.
to me, but
look, this game, I'm expecting nothing less to look like Millwall versus West Ham, Boca Juniors versus what's the other club? Shit.
River Plate.
River Plate versus Boca Juniors. I'm expecting nothing less than that kind of atmosphere, that kind of drive, that kind of hatred for the players. This is what the United Liverpool, the Northwest derby should look like.
Yeah.
But it's gonna go to Newcastle Liverpool. Honestly, I'm scared. I think it'll be very lucky if all Liverpool players leave the pitch and like we don't have at least one major injury by the end of it.
You're thinking somebody might get injured?
Dude, I know someone is going to get injured. I know for a fact Liverpool is probably going to get seriously injured. And it could be like season ending. I'm not going to lie. You see how like Joel Linton and Bruno Guimaraes play? It's so scary, dude.
Yeah, dude.
They're two of the most physical midfielders in the pitch, and they will let you know how physical they can get. So in a game like this, and especially like possibly having like the time derby happening soon also, like later in the season, I think it's gonna be very scary for Liverpool to go and play against Newcastle United. But we'll see. It's very clear that they're struggling right now without Alexander Isak. Some of the new signings haven't been clicking properly. This is actually the first time in quite a while that we've got a 0-0 game against Aston Villa and Newcastle. If you check the track record, actually they've all been very high scoring games. In fact, I'd say generally more than 4 goals each game, I think. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very scary. I just hope we escape with no massive injuries. And I'll be happy, win or lose, honestly.
Then Liverpool, like what's your thoughts on their performances? I feel like maybe just a quick one, right? Just maybe 1-2 minutes, right? It's like you could tell the team's gelling together, but you could see what they could be if they were really firing all cylinders.
Look, half the side has been replaced, essentially.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely going to take a while, as much as people don't think it should be considering the amount of money we spend. But I think it's still going to be an adjustment period regardless of however much money you spend. Especially replacing half the squad, replacing some key dressing room figures in like Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, people that have like formed bonds with the current squad, and it's a very, very quick integration of so many players. So chemistry is going to be called into question sometimes. But yeah, on all cylinders, I think we could be like one of the deadliest teams in the Premier League. To be very, very honest with you. But I am a little bit fearful that we've gone back to the Klopp strategy of you score 1, you score 2, and then back and forth. Yeah, so that's a little bit of concern on my part, but I think we'll still do well. Even if we don't win the Prem, definitely Champions League places are secured for us, I would say.
Yeah, I agree, because essentially you guys are also linked with defenders prior to the window ending. So probably that will help you get reinforcements. So Just to end off, right, bro? Prediction? Go.
Newcastle Liverpool. I'm going to go 4-3 Liverpool.
High scoring game.
High scoring
game. Okay, for me, right, I'm just gonna go right. 3-1 Liverpool.
3-1 Liverpool. Okay.
3-1
Either way it
Liverpool.
could happen. Either way it could happen.
I don't think that without Isak, right, I don't think Newcastle's gonna score a lot of goals like this season. It's just inevitable fact. Right? It's just probably maybe there's a chance that the deal could get done over the weekend because both clubs are in the same place. So
We'll see.
which has happened before, guys. It has happened when both clubs there end to be the same place and then a deal was done. So yeah, with that, bro, I think we're good. You got anything else to add before we close out the episode?
It's time to go. I am going to rest because I am very sick right now.
Hey, but dude, I mean, you're good. You're good, lah. It was good insight. You're still strong enough to talk about football.
No, for sure.
And you had a brilliant rant on Burnley and Victor Gyokeres. So with that,
go and watch that Burnley game, by the way. I'm being dead serious. You have a StarHub subscription, you have anything, go find a way to go and watch that Burnley Spurs game. I promise you will not, okay, you will, but like you won't regret and you will understand where I'm coming from by saying to relegate Burnley now. Okay, ran over. Thank you for watching again. Thank you for having me on again, Eldet.
All right.
It's been fun.
All right. So that was it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki, brought to you by the Chit Podcast Network. Now, for those of you who are tuning in, we just want to say thank you, and we hope they continue to watch our other shows, which are the Copy Bros every Monday. We have some fun interviews lined up for you. And if you do like game shows, we do have the SG Draft podcast every Friday where we come together and draft about different topics and have fun while we do it. You can actually vote for your favorite teams on Instagram stories every Friday. Voting begins on Friday, 12 p.m., closes on Saturday, 12 p.m. So with that, bro, we have come to the first week and the closure of the first weekend of the EPL season.
Prem is
How do you
back,
feel about
baby.
football this week?
Prem
How do you
is
feel about
back.
being back? Football is back, right?
Football is back.
It's so much
Football
fun.
is so back.
Yeah. Wow. The annoyance of a Man United fan has returned again.
Oh, but side note, this is probably one of the worst opening game week ones I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie.
It's quite bad, right? It's a bit anticlimactic.
Yeah,
right?
it was kind of bad. It was fun. I hope game week 2 is a lot better.
All right. So that is it for this week's episode of the Football Kaki. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week ahead. Football's back.
Ciao.
See you soon. Bye-bye.